What's up guys, Tim here from Audio Tutor. Welcome to the fourth part of this mini-series teaching you how to get started in recording and mixing on an affordable budget. If you haven't seen the other episodes of this series yet, head over to facebook.com/audiotutor and check them out. They are also on YouTube at Audio Tutor. So the first episode was about microphones, the second episode was about audio interfaces, the third episode was a big one about DAWs, and this episode is going to be an amalgamation about the smaller but no less essential pieces of equipment in your signal chain. So first off we have a pop filter. Now you may have seen pop filters in your favorite music videos or in your studio photos that you have Google image searched. A pop filter, if you don't know what it is essentially a piece of material or sometimes mesh metal that prevents plosives from distorting or distracting from your recording. So a pop filter is essential when you are recording vocals. It is also essential if you're recording wind instruments or brass instruments. Now some tips on purchasing your pop filter. I'm not going to give specific recommendations seeing as there are so many companies that produce these, but I will give you some tips. So first off, if you're buying a material pop filter, which are the most popular and the cheapest, make sure you go for a double layered pop filter. You will find that the single layered pop filters just won't cut it. They won't get rid of the plosives enough, and you will still be distracted. You'll be distracting the listener from your awesome song, and that's not what you want. The other piece of advice is to make sure that the arm on your pop filter is long enough. Now, I found this myself. My very first pop filter, I found that the arm on it just wasn't long enough for my setup. And so once you clip it onto the mic stand, and you're like struggling to get it in front of the mic because the arm on it was only about this long. So make sure you get something that is relevant to your recording setup. Next, we need to talk a little bit about XLR cables. So an XLR cable is the connection you're going to be using to get from your microphone to your audio interface. You can buy XLR cables wherever you like, Amazon, your local music stores, but something to keep in mind is the internal wiring of your microphone. So if you, for example, if you took my advice in my very first video in this series, and maybe you bought yourself an MXL V67i, which is an awesome mic, that's why I recommended it. Well, I happen to know that the internal wiring of that microphone is made by a company called Megami. Now, Megami is a very high-end company that produces really high quality audio equipment. Now, in order to get a lovely clean signal running from your microphone to your audio interface, you want to keep some consistency in the wiring running from one to the other. So if you can find out some information on your microphone and find out who did the internal wiring on that microphone, then you can have a bit of consistency. You can buy an XLR cable, for example, with your MXL microphone, you can buy an XLR cable by Megami. And then you've got the same materials running all the way through that signal chain, all the way to your audio interface. Now, an XLR cable is a balanced cable, and we will talk a little bit more about what is a balanced and what is an unbalanced connection in a later video. It's kind of like a little science lesson we've got to go through, but we will talk about that at a later date. So a couple of smaller yet no less important pieces of equipment in your recording setup. Once again guys, if you have not seen the other episodes in this series, head on over to facebook.com/audiotutor. In the meantime, do not forget to leave your comments and thumbs up below. Have you recently bought a pop filter? Are you having trouble choosing XLR cables? Let me know, let's chat about it. It'd be great to chat some audio. I will be back here on Monday with the last episode in this series. Until then guys, make some great music and I'll see you soon. Once again, my name's Tim from Audio Tutor. Ciao.